Hello, is this Sinister Gambino here with a new stream? In this stream, I'm going to be going over the event week for this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. So yeah, starting off, the new vehicle is the Nagasaki Stryder, which is an ATV, and also it is the final vehicle of this DLC that is needed to be released. So yes, believe it or not, we already have our final vehicle release for the Dummy Casino Heist DLC. And I believe it's one of a couple that actually have a trade price on the Legendary Motorsports site. Severn San Andreas, I believe pretty much all those vehicles had trade prices, but I believe it's like one of like two that has a trade price on those Los Santos. The Legendary Motorsport website, I mean. So of course it starts out at $670,000 and has a trade price of $502,500. And it's just like every other vehicle with this DLC. For all you get the trade price, you use it as a getaway vehicle when you play the heist. It's one of 3 vehicles with a trade price on this website actually. There's 2 vehicles that would drip feed that have a trade price. Whereas like almost all of them, if not all of them on the other website actually have, like pretty much all of them have trade prices. And also, I did buy a Rune Zaba on Twitch Prime discount through the buy it now price even. Just wanted to show that off kind of. Of course I'll probably do that as a vehicle review at some point. Speaking of vehicle reviews, some fucking asshat fucking decided to fucking dislike that shit. Like, who the fuck dislikes fucking review unless it's like completely fucking wrong? Yet it wasn't. Seriously, I don't understand people fucking dislike shit. It's possible to fucking not like something at the same time you don't want to like it. And it's possible to like obviously not like something, but you don't have to like dislike it either. So there's a such thing as not having to rate the fucking video. Also, there was only like 3 minutes of fucking watch time on that shit, so like how can someone possibly like actually like dislike it if they didn't even watch a tenth of the video? Like, yeah, it was a little over 35 minutes, which might be a little much, but I had like 22 pros and like 14 cons when I got on the pro and con list that I do. And in fact, I did 36 of those in addition to everything else in 35 minutes. That's less than a minute rate per pro and con, so that's totally fucking bad. But nope, some asshole fucking insists on disliking it. And I haven't even made like an actual video in almost 3 fucking months, so that's great. That's totally gonna not inspire me to do them again. Kind of whole reason I even stopped making new videos is because I got inspired and freaking hate, and all of a sudden I'm getting a lot more hate for some reason than I usually do. So that's fucking great. But yeah, I'm going to my bunker so I can purchase some supplies. And then I'll go to show off the podium vehicle. But yeah, going to domestic spectator, there's 2 times money RP on bunker cell missions, the adversary modes for the bunker, and then the missile-based adversary modes as well. Ah, come on, I really have to fucking go in a public session just to buy supplies. can't believe you can't just buy supplies in an invite-only lobby. Like, why? If you do that on a public lobby, then come back and invite-only, I'm sure that shit produces anyways, no? Because I'm pretty sure it does. Whatever. Also, make sure to do a fucking network test before doing this fucking stream, because the other fucking stream is quality decided to turn to shit for no fucking reason. John Watts been trying to do that a lot the last couple fucking weeks. It's been fun the last couple few months before that. Yeah, who the actual hell dislikes a fucking review? Like, honestly, a lot of the hate I get seems to be off of my fucking voice, which, if you have a fucking problem with that, then fucking, obviously you'll find someone else. If you're going to dislike a video because of someone's voice, you're not actually disliking it over the video itself. Hope people actually fucking realize that. It's just mind-boggling people fucking dislike something because of someone's voice rather than the actual content itself. Like, the point of disliking a video is to judge the content, not someone's fucking voice. Honestly, go fuck yourself if you're a voicist fuck, honestly. Don't have to be racist to shitty voices or some shit. Don't have to be racist against that kind of stuff. Bunch of fucking voicist fucks on my channel. Yeah, the person who dislikes him and you fucking comment on there. I hate it too, that YouTubers don't let people freaking dislike shit and they only have to watch like half the freaking video at least. Like, they should make people watch at least half the fucking video before someone can even dislike something. It makes no sense to be able to dislike shit without me fucking watching it. Like, a couple of my recent dislikes, just certain it was from this person I fucking won against. I explained that story, I think, on the last stream, where some fucking person called me a full YouTuber didn't give a fucking reason why. So I roasted her bitch ass and they got mad and disliked my, like, 3 most recent videos in addition to the one the person commented on. Like, yeah, YouTube is totally fucking fine for people to dislike shit without watching a minute of watch time. Like, yeah, fucking YouTube, it's apparently just fine for people to not even watch a minute of a video and dislike it. But when I want to like my own videos on other fucking accounts to fucking piss off the dislikers and have likes on dislikes, then that becomes a fucking problem. Honestly, removed all the likes I fucking gave myself on other fucking accounts. So honestly, fuck people, they don't deserve to fucking give a higher dislike count to any of my fucking videos. One main reason I get it for dislikes is my fucking voice. Like, piss off, bags.
The racebook is open and the horses are running at the inside track. Stop by and play.
Like, how about they actually take some measures in these fucking dislikes as well? Shouldn't be able to spam dislikes and not likes. Okay, clothing unlock, Cox start. Cool. And also, I didn't mention what the podium vehicle is yet, but it's the Overthought of Morgan, which I'm pretty positive is in this DLC, if not the previous DLC. And it should be on Legendary, I think. Yes, the Overthought of Morgan's in this current DLC. Pretty sure this thing's an electric car or a hybrid car. Not entirely sure. According to the description, it does seem indeed it's an electric car. And also, I'm pretty sure I heard on Twitter that it's actually like the first proper electric car or something like that. From like Classic U or whatever. So I have linked in my latest review since I used him as a source. Yeah, it's quite the interesting electric car, apparently. As for its performance, though, I'm not entirely too sure. I don't think I've been keeping up with the performance on recent vehicles much recently. But if anything, it's probably going to excel in top speed, and if anything, it's going to lack in lap time. Because of it being an electric car, they are typically best in the top speed department.
Now it's all about quality me time. Fuck it. Lucky escape.
So yeah, now that I shut off the podium vehicle, I will test drive the new vehicle in the track that I typically test it on, which is similar to what Ruffy tests it on. In fact, I think that's what inspired what Ruffy uses when it comes to testing the vehicles. In fact, I think he used to race on this exact course before. I think he had like props or something to it. And his version that he uses nowadays. So yeah, this Stryder, of course, has gotta be off-road or motorcycles. Probably off-road. Alright, guess it's not off-roading. Shouldn't be anywhere else on here, I don't think. Should have already been in there. Guess it's in the motorcycles class then. Which is kind of ironic, because the Street Blazer and whatnot's in the off-road class. Freaking hell, are they ever gonna fix that shit where 1D just constantly shows up as a new contact? Like, bitch, everyone knew that ever since they got their fucking arcades. It's like Marnie levels of fucking spamming in the single player. Where if you collect like one of the fucking Epsilon tracks, you constantly get the same freaking message from Marnie from the freaking Epsilon program. And once again, that's in the single player. But yeah, I really don't understand why this is in the motorcycles class. Yet something like the Street Blazers in the off-road class. I guess maybe with the Street Blazer it's because it has the word Blazer in it. And it's probably because the original Blazer is in the off-road class. However, this isn't a Blazer at all, technically, going off of the name. So I guess that is what makes it more like a motorcycle. I think it's first gonna be an off-road. Not entirely sure though. I guess it also doesn't come with off-road tires, so I guess it should be in the motorcycles class then. It seems weird for this thing to be in the motorcycles class in my opinion though, when it looks like a freaking ATV. Again, there's probably a good bit of things in like the sports class, for example, that doesn't make sense when it comes to their class, and instead would make sense with a new class. But speaking of new class, the open wheel vehicles that were from like last week or whatever were technically the first ones to be in a new class with like DLC. So it's the first like new class of vehicles added with DLC. Okay, how was that too tight of a turn, man? Come on. You're fucking right, man. Yeah, I'll just say I think this is not handled like a dream, though it's probably kind of to be expected. Sorry, dude, I don't speak your language. Wait, a premium race for the week is congestion charge for superclass. Might have been one from the previous event week, or one from in the DLC event weeks before. But yeah, I cannot speak that language, of course, because I'm English, not Espanol or Spanish or whatever. And RC Bandito time trial this week's actually Power Station. Meaning it will cycle back to construction site 1 when it comes to next event week. So it's the 10th and final of the RC Bandito time trial, so yeah, we'll loop back to construction site 1. And then, where's that regular time trial? And no, I don't feel the need to remove my markers on here. I like having a lot of markers, makes the map like more lively, of course. And to end is the time trial. I believe the reason it's called end to end, of course, is because it like starts here and then it like ends like somewhere in the north area of the map or something. So yeah, it's one of the time trials where like top speed would probably be the better like kind of vehicle you would want, like one that's very good in top speed. which for the motorcycles would probably still be the Shotaro, I think, which is probably best for lap and top speed when it comes to what you can use on the time trials. Since keep in mind the previous DLC, they removed the ability to race with vehicles like rocket boosts on these time trials. So yeah, probably something like a Shotaro or like the fastest, like supercar, of course. Maybe even one of the new like open wheel vehicles could be good, I don't know. And also, the Power Station RC Bandito time trial is not one I have a guide on yet. Still have to make the last 6 for the RC Bandito time trial guides. That series has just been kind of on the back burner because, quite honestly, it's kind of like my boringest series I've ever made so far. Also, I keep forgetting to check my like audio, of course. Make sure it's even working, because there's been rare circumstances where it doesn't. Alright, seems to be working. Alright, it is working. So yeah, that's it for like the time trials and the like premium race. And by the way, with the premium races, I don't think I mentioned it yet on this one, but I believe they changed a couple times more during every event week. I think Rockstar typically does free premium races, so I think the one I show off will probably only be available for today. Since I think the first one of each event week continues the last one of the previous event week. But yeah, the Stryder, there's probably really nothing to write home about for the Stryder when it comes to lap time or top speed. Obviously wait until roughly 1322 releases those like lap time and top speed videos for the Stryder to determine that situation like officially. But my prediction is it's not going to be very good for both lap time and top speed. It's probably mainly just going to be a vehicle for customization if it's even has much customization. If not, then it's actually pretty unique being a freewheeler ATV. I'm not sure if like all the other like ATVs in the game are four-wheelers or if there is at least like one other freewheeler ATV. Even if there is like one other one that's pretty unique in another freewheel ATV, so that's like the one good thing about it, honestly. Don't feel its performance is going to be really good. Maybe not having the customizations, which is kind of to be expected with ATVs, judging off of previous ones that they've released. Except the Street Blazer, actually. That one had some pretty good customization, if I remember, from like way back in the Bikers update. But still, it's quite a possibility it might not have good customization either. It's kind of just for the fun of it, mainly. Or why it would even be worth getting. And let me verify that the bunker missile-based adversary modes are double money RP, just for the sakes of completionist, of being a completionist on the stream. So yeah, the bunker and missile-based adversary modes are honestly kind of the best ones when it comes to double money RP. Just because of all the different, like, variety, of course. So there's, like, so many different ones to choose from. So for bunker, there's every bullet counts, juggernaut, kill quota, resurrections, slasher, total death to his part, and then trading places. And then I believe missile base has a couple extra modes that bunker does not have, in addition to all the ones that bunker has. And they're easy to find in here. It starts with B and then M, of course, for bunker and missile base, respectively. yes, there's two different modes on here that weren't on there before. Every bullet counts, I believe, was one of the ones that was also in the bunker. Hardest target, I think, is one of the ones that is only for missile base. Juggernaut, Cold, I think those were both in the bunker too. Power play, I think might be the other one of the two, like, new ones that the bunker would not have. Or one of two that the bunker would not have, not two new ones, but two the bunker doesn't have. Resurrection, Slasher, Told Death to his part in Trading Places. So yeah, this one you basically have like marksman, right? You basically have a marksman pistol, everyone does, with like a couple to few bullets. You have to make sure all those like hit pretty well if you're gonna want to win the mode. I'm not gonna explain them all. It's obvious the adversary modes aren't really gonna be all that like good for making money. Like yeah, they're fun of course, and having double money incentivizes people to play them. But yeah, I would honestly just stick with like regular money opportunities, because I'll explain the bunker as well. Actually, I'll do that right now. So the strategy for this event week, I would say, is obviously prioritize the bunker sell missions. It's obviously a business. It's the only business that's double money this week. And the good thing about the bunker is it's a passive business, meaning that you can do other things while it produces. And a couple of good things to know about the bunker. When you have the staff and equipment upgrades, I believe those are the two that max it out. Obviously, you can get security if security would be an issue, if not having it would be an issue. Though personally, I've never had like raids in my bunker or really anything. I think if you're like not in a CO and stuff, you can prevent those. In fact, there are raids. Though I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, if you have a maxed out bunker, I believe it makes like 420,000 on double money and 210,000 regular money. So yeah, you can get easy 420,000 at least every time you purchase supplies if you have a like fully produced like bunker with the staff and equipment upgrades. And also a good thing about the bunker is it's very solo friendly actually, believe it or not. Like yeah, there might be some really annoying solo missions like the Dune FAV and whatnot, but they're still soloable if you just buy a single thing of supplies, even if you have your staff and equipment upgrades. In fact, it's highly preferred with that business if you're a big solo player to have staff and equipment upgrades compared to like the biker businesses or certain ones, for example. Because if you buy supplies once, even if you have the staff and equipment upgrades, you will never get a source mission that will need more than a single player compared to other businesses like I explained. Also, another good thing to know about the bunker stall missions, I covered it in my Phantom Wedge review, but since the Arena War update, of course, since that allows you to ram into infinite things with the Phantom Wedge, you can run into an infinite amount of stuff on the cell mission Phantom Wedges as well. That's something good to know for that cell mission. But yeah, the strategy is to buy one thing of supplies, I would say, for the bunker if you're playing solo, even if you have staff and equipment upgrades, since you'll be guaranteed a single vehicle, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the thing I was meaning to say this whole time, was you'll get one single vehicle, even if you have staff and equipment upgrades, which makes it very solo friendly, for the exact reason why. And if you're going to buy more than a single thing of supplies, I would definitely recommend having at least a single friend, of course, from there. And yeah, like I mentioned, on double money, you get 420,000 at least when you sell. And that's not including percent bonuses or anything, which of course will give you more. And the time it takes for the bunker, I believe, to fully produce on staff and equipment upgrades is 2 hours and 40 minutes. So basically 160 minutes it will take to produce a full thing of supplies on staff and equipment upgrade. And yeah, buying one thing of supplies makes it very solo friendly. So just do that like every single, like, about 3 hours. So basically every 3 hours you can get almost $500,000 or more like $450,000. Pretty good for making money for sure. And like I said, because it's also a passive business, you can do the other double money opportunities, being the bunker adversary modes or missile base adversary modes. Or honestly, since I wouldn't even recommend those, I would probably do like vehicle cargo or something like that on the side of bunker stall missions. Because you'll still be in your free game. I mean, not free game, you'll still be in your free mode lobby, of course, where the bunker will produce. And yes, by the way, the bunker produces even if you do jobs like contact missions and like adversary modes and stuff. Obviously, it's a lot more beneficial to stay in a free mode lobby so you can access the bunker at any time you want. And if for some reason you just want to let the bunker produce, and if you're busy, just go on the security cameras. Don't get kicked out for being on security cameras. Only thing you want to make sure on is to charge your like controller or whatever so it doesn't die. That's the only way you would get kicked out of the game on security cameras. So yeah, if you're not going to do anything besides like your bunker produce for any reason for 3 hours, then definitely go on your security cameras. It's another great thing to know about it. So yeah, it's like all the tips that I think I have to say for like selling with the bunker. If you're a solo player, just buy one whole thing of supplies, even if you have staff and equipment upgrades, because you're guaranteed a single vehicle. And then yes, on security cameras when you're not doing anything else, because you don't want to get kicked for being idle for 15 minutes, because then obviously it won't produce. And yeah, you can easily ignore the rest of the money opportunities and also do something like vehicle cargo while your bunker produces. In fact, that would be the way to go, even though obviously double money on vehicle cargo went away last event week, of course. And it's no longer in this event week. And if I said double money, I mean 1.5 times money. So yeah, hopefully I was very clear on my strategy for what I would do for the event week for making money. Very good week for making money, in fact. Even if there's not very many double money opportunities this week, it's still a very good, like, week to make money, just simply because of the bunker on double money. So yeah, I think I talked enough about the money opportunities. And then there's 2 login rewards for this week. One is an overflawed tea, and then one's a Nagasaki white tea. And there's definitely a very obvious reason for why those are the 2 login rewards. The overflawed tea, of course, is because the overflawed Morgan or whatever is the podium vehicle. And then the Nagasaki white tea, of course, Nagasaki is the manufacturer of the new vehicle, the Stryder, which once again is also the very last vehicle of this DLC through the event weeks. So any other event weeks as part of this DLC will not have a new vehicle.
Oh, hi.
So it's going to have to wait till the next DLC in order to get a new vehicle.
I'm over here if you need me.
Apparently overfought T for me seems to be new. Though I wouldn't be surprised if they had given out the overfought T before. Not entirely sure though if there was a... Not entirely sure if there was an overfought vehicle in the last like 2 DLCs though, before this one. So maybe it is the first time they've ever given it before. So I don't think I missed a single event week since I started this channel and long before even. Apparently Progen for me was new as well, it seems, from beforehand. And yeah, Nagasaki white tea. So I think they both said they were from the Arena Wars DLC, so I don't know if they've given them out before, or if they were just created for the Arena Wars DLC, but didn't have a purpose for them until this event week. Or hell, maybe the game just didn't update itself that, like, already had those or whatever, and didn't remove the star or whatever. And the rest of the stream will be going over the discounts. And there's not very much discounts either, actually. There's not very much money opportunities, and there's also not very much, like, discounts either. So pretty much every single discount, again, like last week I believe it was the case as well, is pretty much all going to be on Warstock. However, there is one on Benny's, but it's not on the website, meaning it's an upgrade price. So the Karen Sultan over here, of course, the upgrade to the Sultan RS, and that is 35% off. And from what I recall with the Sultan RS, it's not going to be very good for racing. I'm pretty sure for both lap time and top speed. Pretty sure it's not going to be very good, since first of all, I think it's like a supercar that, like a sports car that literally transforms into a supercar, so that probably has to do with why. Obviously, it's like the Sultan RS from like GTA 4 as well, in a sense. So yeah, the fact it transforms from a sports car to super probably explains why the like performance wouldn't be very good. But obviously, being on Benny's, customization is going to be absolutely amazing. That would basically be the main reason for getting the Sultan RS. Pretty sure you're absolutely not going to want to use it for races though. Unless you just want to show it off and not worry about like how good you're going to do in a race. So yeah, the upgrade price to the Sultan RS is 35% off. Of course, with Twitch Prime, that would be 45% off. And in fact, every single discount this week is 35% off, so I won't maybe mention the discounts anymore. I'll just straight up say they're 35% off. That's the final time I will mention 35% off. Hopefully. So also on discount is the Mobile Operations Center and its renovations. That seems to include the cab, of course. Yes, so the cabs are also with the typical discount, as I mentioned earlier. Alright, you know, I'm gonna keep saying it, 35% off, whenever I feel like doing it. So for the cab between the Hauler and Phantom Custom, I would personally recommend the Hauler Custom. I'm pretty sure it's the more expensive between the two for a good reason. However, the Phantom Custom, if anything, it might have better, like, bullet resistance for, like, windows or something. That's my only possible guess. Besides for that, the hard custom would probably be what you want. And then their performance are probably pretty much neck and neck almost, I would say. From what I remember. Plus, you can't really race these at all unless they're somehow used in like a transform race or something. But yeah. So yeah, what you'll probably want on here, obviously, is the command center. I think the living quarters is basically as basic as it gets. But yeah, the command center will allow you to do the mobile operations, which I believe were double money like a couple weeks ago, but obviously it's not a money opportunity for this week. And some random text. I'm not sure if I'm just getting a bunch of multiple like language people or something, but whatever that language is, I wouldn't speak that either. So yeah, sorry, but I wouldn't know what you're saying. And then obviously there's a choice of like straight up open workshop where you can also get the vehicle thing for it, but there's a lot more options. It was the original option for doing that kind of thing. But there's quite a bit more options, so it's not really as necessary anymore. So I would honestly recommend getting a personal vehicle storage, because it allows you to store one more vehicle than you would otherwise. And since it wasn't listed in Bay 2 for personal vehicle storage, you probably can't have the weapon vehicle workshop. So you can do a straight up weapon workshop if you want, or a personal vehicle storage, but yeah, I think it's only for Bay number 3. And obviously there's interior color. Also, there's a specific customization discount for the like mobile operations center as well. The front and rear turrets are on discount as well for 35% off, as I've mentioned before. And yeah, you'll definitely want those because it's like the only like weapons you can get for it, of course. Like yeah, it's highly armored. We only take like 20 to 30 explosives, but why wouldn't you want weaponry on it as well? Pretty sure the weaponry is pretty good, of course, being able to destroy things with barely any shots. But the Avenger is a better option when it comes to the front and rear turrets anyways, so that's something that could easily be skipped out on as well. Wouldn't be as necessary anymore these days. I think in fact the only vehicles that have the explosive front and rear turret customization is the Mobile Operations Center and the Avenger. And also, I don't know if the Avenger front and rear turrets are also 35% off or not. Might only be for the Mobile Operations Center. And also, it doesn't show any like customizations, so yeah. It's pretty much confirmed just for the Mobile Operations Center. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure the Avengers turrets are purely on the website, so it would say if it were on discount. But yeah, I find it really weird that today of all days I'm getting people with like multiple languages. Like obviously I would try to like communicate to people, but like Google Translate's probably not like the most like useful like tool. Probably gets things wrong, I'm guessing, at times. And even that's kind of a lot of work, I feel. to be having to translate things while I'm like streaming, going over discounts and stuff. But yeah. Seems there's only 2 more discounts. Oh, and also liveries are on 35% off discount as well. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's just going to be liveries for the Mobile Operations Center or if it's all across the board, but I'll assume it's all across the board for liveries like it is for pretty much every other event week. So yeah, there's only 2 more discounts to cover. Plus, I actually didn't go over the Twitch Prime discounts for last week because I believe I did the stream early to the point where like the Twitch Prime wasn't like showing up. But yeah. I also showed off that I bought one, of course, which was quite fun. But yeah, only for those with Twitch Prime, the Rune Zappa is 35% off. So yeah, the Rune Zappa, honestly, I would say it's not a good vehicle at all, I would say. So the Rune Zappa, it's an amphibious vehicle, which is kind of the most unique thing going for it, I would say. Or one of the couple most unique things going for it. So yeah, it's amphibious, just like the APC and then like the Stromberg and whatnot. And like the Blazer and Technical Aquas. So it's like one of the few to several vehicles that are amphibious. However, from what I heard, the APC is actually a better option for amphibious capabilities because the Rune Zappa is actually slower than the APC from what I hear in the water. So if you're going to buy this for the purpose of going into water, don't. That's a pretty bad idea. Like, it's not really going to do anything for you in that regard. However, the one thing this has over the APC is it has bullet resistant windows, whereas the APC, it's just like regular windows. So it's probably the same like bullet resistant windows, obviously on like the armored like vehicles. Not the armored Kuruma, but like the Paragon R armored for the most recent example, and then like the Shafter V12 armored, all those like armored vehicles. It's probably that same bullet resistant glass or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that means all of them take like 15 shots or something to penetrate through. So it's not necessarily that much, but because you can go into water with the bullet resistant windows with this vehicle, which I think is the only vehicle with bullet resistant windows that can actually go into water, that it might make it harder for being shot in that thing. I'm not entirely sure in the water. So it might last longer than other bullet resistant windows if you're in the water. And then also this thing I believe takes like 15 to 16 explosives or something. And that's probably like when you're not inside of it, I believe. And it might even take more when you're inside of it, like other vehicles have it as well with their armor. But yeah, obviously there's a lot better options when you're prioritizing armor when it comes to the purchase of the vehicle. And really that's kind of all there is to mention about the Rune Zappa that I can think of. Also, I tried it out and you cannot like throw sticky bombs inside of it, sadly. So it's not a pretty solid option, I would say, for even the like special cargo like sourcing mission where you have like the free boats or whatever, and the like big one in the middle has the package, and then there's like 2 other ones. It's not going to be a very solid option for that, I would say. There's definitely better options, such as like the Sea Sparrow. So yeah, really this thing does nothing really well compared to other vehicles. The only unique thing I would say really going for it is as bullet resistant glass for an amphibious vehicle, which is, I think, the only case that an amphibious vehicle has bullet resistant glass in the game. So yeah, that was the Rune Zaba, which was Twitch Prime for last week, and it's also Twitch Prime for this week. So next Twitch Prime will most definitely be for next event week, and probably the event week after as well. Either way, it's not very expensive though compared to other vehicles in the game, I would say, so in that regard it's good to purchase, but it's not really going to be useful. So I wouldn't make a decision on if it's worth getting or not. Oh, and also the vehicle capacity is bugged out. It's not a one-seater, it's at least two-seaters. I think there's two doors in the back as well, but I don't think they function or anything. So I think it's actually a two-seater, not a one-seater. That's just a mistake on Rockstar's part. And then the scramjet. The scramjet is pretty good with its weaponry, actually. It has machine guns. And I don't know if the machine guns are like some of the better machine guns in the game, or if they're like some of the machine guns that take like 2 minutes, I believe, to destroy an unarmored vehicle. Such as like the Night Shark, I believe, for example. But regardless, you wouldn't really want to use machine guns on those anyways. Only for the circumstances that the rockets wouldn't be very good for, which would almost be never, probably. But yeah, this thing has 30 of the most accurate missiles in the game. It has the exact same missiles, I'm pretty sure, as the, like, Runer 2000, the Deluxo, even the Vigilante. Though that one might be a step under, I'm not too sure. Regardless, the missiles on this thing are very good. It's one of the, like, couple of few vehicles in the game with the best tracking missiles that are available. But yeah, also with this thing, of course, it doesn't have a roof and not very much glass, so you only get shot off it pretty easily depending on what you're up against. And also it's no explosive resistance, obviously. And then it has a rocket boost, and it can jump with the rocket boost, which is kind of unique, whereas the Vigilante and the Rocket Voltic cannot jump with their rocket boosts. So yeah, it's honestly one of the best options probably for going from point A to point B in just about any situation. But honestly, I don't think this one would be very good for making money though. Like, yeah, it would be better at making money than the Zaba over here. But like, even then, oh, and also this means like 2.4 mil without the trade price with normal money. So actually, I kind of take back my wording on like getting this. I would slightly recommend not getting it, but because it's at a decent price now for Twitch Prime, I do also recommend getting it now over never. Though obviously it will eventually probably become part of a normal discount at some point in the game. But yeah, really this is good for traveling from point A to point B, and it also has pretty the best missiles. But there's other better options, such as a lot of the aircraft in the game. So yeah, it really wouldn't be good at making money. There's a lot of better options. It's mainly more for having fun. And going into the final discount for this event week, believe it or not, this is already going to be the last discount. As I mentioned earlier, By the way, the insurgent pickup is not on discount, it's just a glitched discount at the moment. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, when comparing the Scramjet, I mentioned the Ruiner 2000. That's also on discount right now. Once again, that's a 35% off discount. And then also that would be 45% off if you have Twitch Prime, as with the rest of the discounts. But yeah, this vehicle is the only vehicle with a parachute attached to it, so that's a very unique aspect of the Ruiner 2000, making it very good for gliding. Of course, the rocket boost vehicles, even if it can jump, you're pretty much going to eventually have to land on the ground. This one you can get a lot of airtime with for sure if you use it properly. Which basically all you have to do is back up with the vehicle and then jump. So you jump as you're moving back, and it gives you more height than if you normally jumped. That's kind of strategy with the Ruiner 2000. And then it, just like the Scramjet, has machine guns. I believe this one has machine guns at least. This one might actually only have the missiles. But still, I'm not really sure if it's good machine guns or if it's pretty poor machine guns like some of the other vehicles have. Either way, the machine guns have very little purpose in the game. And then yeah, Ruiner 2000 I believe was the first vehicle in the game to have the best tracking homing missiles. Other vehicles ended up with the Vigilante, the Luxo, Scramjet, etc. as I mentioned before. But yeah, unlike the Scramjet and a lot of those other options which have 30 of the best tracking missiles in the game, this only has 8 of them. So you're really going to run out of them really fast, and you really going to want to make them count when it comes to the Ruiner 2000. Also, like the Scramjet, it does not have any explosive resistance. So you're definitely going to want to be pretty careful with this thing. And the good thing about the Ruiner 2000 though, over the Scramjet, yeah, while it's not any much of a better option, in fact it's probably a worse option for making money than the Scramjet is, it does have its own VIP work that you unlock, known as fully loaded, of course. And fully loaded allows you to have a super souped up version of the Ruiner 2000 for the 20 minutes that the VIP work lasts. And the souped up version can take 50 explosives, which is really insane. And it has unlimited of the best tracking missiles. So in that regard, it would put it above the Scramjet. But yeah, it's 50. It can take 50 explosives or something, which is really insane, and it has a ton of missiles. I think that's really the only couple of things to mention about the fully loaded VIP work. But obviously, since a super souped up version of it is limited to VIP work, you're really limited with making money even then with the thing. Fully loaded also does not pay very well. It's $5,000 I think normally, and that would be $10,000 even on double money, or maybe it's 10,000 and 20,000 for regular and double money. So yeah, there's a lot better VIP works for money than the Ruiner 2000. The good thing about the VIP work, of course, though, is it's really great for griefing people, sadly, since a lot of things like that are a double-edged sword. But also, if you're being griefed really badly, start up the fully loaded Ruiner work, of course, and once again, this thing, no one's really going to be able to really grief you, I would say. Also, not to mention, every time the Ruiner 2000 gets destroyed in the fully loaded VIP work, it comes back as well, so you basically have like an infinite amount of the souped up Ruiner 2000s for 20 minutes every time you do the fully loaded VIP work. So yeah, not very good for making money, but it's good for combating griefers. That's definitely the best reason for purchasing the Ruiner 2000. It is purely because of the VIP work, I would say, and the ridiculous, like, souped up version it has. And then, yeah, just to verify, there's no other discounts. And also the buzzer discount, just like the insurgent pickup, it's not actually on discount. The discount is simply glitched. So yeah, Ruiner 2000, Ruiner 2000 Scramjet, Zaba, which is Twitch Prime only, and then the Mobile Operations Center, and then the Sultan RS, the upgrade price of the Sultan, of course, on Benny's. But yeah, those are the only 5 discounts, and the only 4 discounts for those that aren't Twitch Prime, because you won't have the Zaba discount if you're not Twitch Prime. So yeah, it's a pretty underwhelming amount of discounts, I would say, but at least most of them, at least in some regard. It's not like other event weeks where there's like primarily like supercars on discount, of course, which are mainly like personal preference, and sites for races don't really add much like value to your gameplay, I would say. So yeah, that's basically it for this event week stream. It's kind of a short one, because it's one of the ones with not as many like double money opportunities and also discounts. There's barely any discounts. Not even like 10 discounts. But yeah, I should have covered everything that was worth mentioning for this event week stream. Obviously, I don't know the performance of Stryder yet. Obviously, as Bruffy has probably yet to release the stuff. Or he might have already released this videos, of course, but obviously I'm streaming right now, so I'm not going to be focused on that. So yeah, that's probably going to be it for the stream. Of course, the next stream might be a Red Dead Online event week stream. But if I find time, I might want to do the Pacific Standard, like, job, like, heist, of course. So I might do that during this week, I'm not too sure. Because, of course, eventually I want to get back into doing the casino heist. I did, like, one stream a while ago on it. But because it randomly ended without my fucking permission, I haven't played it for a while since. For my stream that I was doing a while back ago again. But yeah, it's gonna definitely finally be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed, and maybe I might do a video in a couple days or something, since I kind of went back into that yesterday. Hope you enjoyed.